February 26th, and we've got her pointed east out of central Arkansas. We've got about a 45-minute drive, and we are going to ban some ducks. I've been talking back and forth a little bit on social media with Dr. Doug Osborne, and this is something that we've been wanting to do for quite a while, and we've been talking, and he invited us out, and with myself and Kay Tricky being local, I said, hey, we can come on short notice. He sent me a message yesterday, said they were going to be banding this weekend. We're recently coming off of some winter weather. We had a big snowstorm, which everything froze up for a while, and it really slowed them down. I mean, they had a crazy pace going. They were shooting for 5,000 birds to band, and they had an insane pace going, and then the storm came and kind of halted everything for a little bit. But we're about to get back on track tonight. Things are looking really good. You know, it's about 45 degrees. It's pretty rainy, but that's not going to stop us. We love hunting them. We love chasing them, but this is pretty special. We've never done this before. So to get an invite like this, this is exciting. You know, this is really, really exciting. I know Cade's excited about it, and it's something we've always wanted to do. So now we're finally getting an opportunity to get to see the whole process, get to be a part of something like this. So it should be a lot of fun. Really appreciate Dr. Osborne and his students, their program, allowing us to come out and see what it's all about. So we're ready.
Well, what up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Today is going to be something a little bit different than what you're used to from us. We're actually, me and Asher, we're both headed to go band some ducks this afternoon. Asher's been talking through social media with Mr. Doug Osborne with the Osborne Lab, and we've been trying to figure out a good day to meet up and band some ducks together. He's been offering for us to come with him and get to experience it and photograph it and put it out there for y'all to see. And kind of last minute this morning, he sent a message on Instagram and was like, hey, we're going to do it this afternoon. If y'all can make it, that'd be great. I think we'll have a few. And so Asher texted me this morning and said, we're going to go band ducks tonight. So that's what we're doing. So Asher's headed from his house in Little Rock, and I'm headed there from a little bit north of his house, from my house. So it should be a fun afternoon. It's kind of super interesting to me. I'm sure it is to a lot of y'all, but I don't have any idea. I mean, I know we're banding ducks, but other than that, you know, I really don't have a whole lot of knowledge in this area. So I'm excited to see how this is done, see how it all works, and hopefully get some cool pictures. It's kind of raining right now. Just drove past a monster snow goose feed. That's a big one. Anyways, it's raining right now, and we're going to be doing this right at dusk. So I'm not sure how the pictures will turn out, but I'm going to do my best to try to get some good ones. But I got about an hour left on my drive, so we'll catch up with you when we get there.
We'll have to kick her in the old 4WD here. Give her a little shifty. There's some mallards getting up right there. I'll sit right back down.
Appreciate you. Thanks for coming out. Doug Osborne with the University of Arkansas and the Monticello campus, research appointment with the main campus university. But we've been running a winter mallard banding program for 7-8 years now, and we're wrapping it up here. We're closer to the end of February here. We're trying to recover from the ice, and Starlin and Darby have worked hard and got some mallards in a trap now, and we got 2 traps that look pretty good. We got cell cameras on them, and they've been bumping pictures all day. So I mean, I think we should end up with a good 120, 150 ducks tonight, probably in 2 different traps.
Awesome. What do you think?
Well, I am definitely excited. The last time we shut down the 2 traps, we had 251 caught. It was 233 mallards. And I'm hoping to get a pretty good number again tonight. They looked just as full as they did last time, so it'll make for a really great night.
All right, so we are putting our waders on. It is starting to get dark. It's about that time.
What do you think, Cade?
About to go band some mallard ducks.
You excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, we told him
Get
you could
back
band
in
a
the
couple
woods.
if you wanted to. We'd show him
I
how.
can
Alright.
band some. You can band some
Yeah, I
too.
do. I want to.
Yeah.
You
Let's do
pumped?
it. Yeah.
I told him it's a whole nother experience. It's one thing to kill a duck, but it's one thing to hold a live one.
Heck yeah.
A lot more lively.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you don't watch out for their wing, they'll hit you real quick.
Oh, I know. They'll
I
get
had one
loose,
hit me
too.
last night, and for a second I thought it busted my nose. It hit me so hard.
How many nights in a row have y'all been doing this?
Well, we
A lot?
had this is the first night that we closed our traps here.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
that's
okay.
technically the second, but since the freeze. But
Yeah.
we've been out here since Tuesday.
Really?
So we've just been rebaiting the
Yeah.
sites, checking the cameras. Last night we put the nets back on. We had nets on top of them because sometimes if you keep the trap open and you leave a net on top of them,
Yeah.
a few of them are kind of not really be able to figure
Right.
out how to get out. So
Right.
usually you can spook a few.
Right.
So we spooked
Yeah.
like 7 last
got
night
you. Yeah.
and banded them, but. Last night we closed them up, so when you have the traps, you close them like in a funnel. And so the funnel is usually like a boot width
Yeah.
apart. For women, usually a
little
little bit
more.
more than a boot
My feet are
width,
small,
but
so.
for the men, usually a boot width.
Yeah.
And so when they go in there, they like swim into the funnel, and it kind of just
Like a
like
minute trap. They can swim. They can get out if they
Yeah,
want
they
to.
can
They
get
just
in.
can't figure
they
it out.
can't
Yeah.
figure it out. So like usually they'll just swim along
Right.
the edge, and like that funnel just keeps pushing them
Right.
in that circle.
Makes sense.
That's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
they
cool.
don't get out. So that's
Yeah.
how you end up with a bunch in
Hopefully
there.
we got a few waiting on us.
Yeah. We've got 2
yeah.
traps closed, so those are the ones we got 250
Oh,
in the
they're already
last time.
closed, so we've
yeah.
got ducks.
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
we've
Oh,
got
yeah.
ducks.
Yeah, we
Sweet.
saw the cameras this morning. We haven't gotten any other pictures, but we got a trap full, and then the other camera is not a cell camera, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
we saw the pictures from it yesterday, and we're pretty
Pretty confident.
confident that there's going to be ducks in there.
Sweet. Let's go get them.
So, tell me about this first site we're going to.
So the first site we're going to is called the Floating Boot. That's the nickname that Darby and I gave to it because the first time we went, we were both sitting in the back of the UTV and we're like, we're about to drive through this? Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty deep.
It
And then
looks
like,
really deep.
yeah, it looks really deep, and we're like, we don't know about this. And then next thing you know, like the water comes in, and our like boots are just like
Yeah.
floating, and we're
Yeah.
just like,
The floating boot. There
yeah.
you go.
So that's why we called it. We were just like,
Alright.
this is the perfect name
Right.
for it.
It's even scarier when you're driving the
Driving through it,
UTV
yeah.
because I was like, oh my gosh, we're just gonna stop and sing.
Yeah, the next
Just
couple.
keep going and yeah.
The next
figured
couple
it out.
nights, like we had to drive. I think she drove the first night, and I was like, "Wow, you did great." And then like the next night, they're like, "Yeah, it's your turn," and I was like, "I don't know about this.
Yeah, no.
Like, I don't think I'm gonna make it out."
Right. We made it though.
But
Yeah.
it's looking good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's looking
Alright.
good. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we should have hopefully up to 100 ducks in
Yeah.
there, but we'll see.
Sweet.
It'll be a
Alright, cool.
surprise.
Maybe we'll have something
Go get them, both.
cool in there.
Looking for a black duck, dude. Give me a black one.
Quiet as possible because the calmer that you are, the calmer the ducks will be. And we need them to be calm. We don't want them just flying around and hitting us. So everyone kind of needs to be calm, kind of quiet as possible. You can talk, like, obviously we're not going to be like yell at you.
Stay silent.
Yeah, if you talk, but just kind of be calm. That's all we really need. sit up here, they can.
Go ahead, Kate. I'll sit in this one.
One coming out. You can't have a nub on top of it. But those keeps get caught. Stuck it in that like crazy.
Doc, roughly how many birds are you trying to put per crate?
15 or 20 probably in one of those crates. I mean,
Do
they
they
get
count them, or are they just kind of estimating that?
yeah, they can just kind of see when it starts to get full. I mean, when they start stacking up on each other, you stick your arm down there and it's warm, you know, sometimes, and there's too many in that case, and we don't want them to be cold in the water, warm up, then we let them go, and their body temperatures are fluctuating a ton. So we're just trying to, you know, the health of the birds is important to us too.
Right.
So
So cool, man.
yeah, they're doing a good.
Let me see. Will you show it to me? Oh, it's already in there. You're good. We'll see it later.
It may have been one that we've already banded.
Think you caught your own band?
Yeah, sometimes you recapture them in the same traps.
Yeah.
They know food is there and they didn't die the first time, so
It can't be that bad.
yeah. They just, get a new piece of jewelry and then go right back. 'Cause this time they can't put new jewelry on you. They may not know that, but
I know exactly, because that water sits up underneath
It's a wrap.
Good work, man.
Thank you.
That was
fun.
impressive.
A lot of fun. Man.
You're wet, probably.
Yeah.
Your elbows. Yeah, you're soaked, man.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Head to toe. At least it's not 25 degrees though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, a lot better than last week. For sure. Man, there's a lot of birds.
Nice job, y'all. Good
work, girls.
Efficient. Good work.
Feels
Give me
good.
some.
Look like you know what you're doing out there.
yeah. Well, I hope so. I've done it a
How
handful of
many
times.
times you done that?
I'm one of the more least experienced ones in the group, but I've probably done that at least 10, 15 times.
Well, you look like you've done it 100, so well done. Good job, y'all.
That was awesome.
At one point, I felt like the water just pour down my sleeve, and I was like, oh no.
You're not near as dry as you were when you went in there.
No.
We got one more to check before we go back.
We're gonna go back and ban these and then go check the other trap.
Okay, I got you.
Alright, boy, look back there and see where that car is at.
What's next?
So what we do next is we take all the birds inside. That way, if one happens to get loose, kind of catch it. But what's next is we band them, age them, and we're going to take measurements on females.
Then we're gonna let them go right out here in the back.
Yep, and we let them go over in the water. So we'll have like some people banding, some people taking measurements, somebody recording data, just a mix of that, and then we'll have some people letting them go.
Sweet.
Right, first we gotta get these heavy crates.
Got ducks coming through. That's pretty cool, huh?
If you want to get a rowdy chair. Okay. And here, you can just get one from over here.
Yeah, if you want to just.
Because you'll just kind of be the center of everyone right now.
I got a little partial roll and I want to get rid of. Is it okay if I just go ahead and roll them up and empty a couple of these crates and just get them going?
Yeah.
Try to get some of the males out
Yeah, that's fine.
on that bed.
Okay. You want to explain how
So these are the data sheets. Let's see which one. Okay, these are 7 bands, so this is what all the mallards are going to be in.
Alright, so what is the process we're starting now?
So the process that we're starting now is we're gonna band them, age them, and then we're gonna take measurements on females as well. So pretty much we're just gonna band them, hand the duck to somebody, and then they'll take them and let them go.
Okay. What's the reason for taking the measurements on the females?
It's for another grad student's project. She's trying to evaluate the body conditions of females in the Mississippi alluvial valley in order to create an index. So most of the time to figure out body condition, you have to lethally kill them, and we're trying to create she's trying to create an index to figure out how healthy they are based off of just basic measurements without killing them.
Great.
So
Awesome. Cool.
So this is our band box. It has all of our different size bands, and then we have them labeled on the top where they go to. So we have like size 4 for, you know,
Greenwing
teal, and then all of them. So this is kind of how we do our guide.
Mallard, is that a 7A?
Yep, so mallards, and then I don't think we're gonna have, at least in this group, we don't have anything else. We've been catching wood ducks, which take a size 5, and gadwalls, which take a size 6.
Okay.
So those are the species we've caught so far here.
Start spread.
Yep.
So I got her 71, the 471.
Okay.
Outside.
All right, first one.
Woohoo. First one of the night.
Okay.
So do y'all try to put them on right side up, or does it matter?
I think it depends on the person. I always put mine this way. That way, if you were to take a picture or, you know, see it through some type of spotting scope or something, it would be a lot easier for you to see.
Gotcha.
Just depends on the person.
Yeah. Sometimes when you get going, it's hard to.
I'm OCD,
remember.
so I would definitely have to put them.
Yeah, I
on right
definitely
side
try
up.
to put them right side up so I can read them, but.
Those that were born in 2020 were originally after hatch year and hatch year because they were born that year.
Okay.
But since it's a new calendar year, but they're still in the same year, they'll be after second year if they were a adult in 2020. But if they were a juvenile in 2020, then they'll be a second year this year.
How can you tell?
So the way that you tell is you try to look at their feathers. So there's different characteristics. So with these feathers or secondaries, you see how those ends are like very, very blunt.
Mm-hmm.
That's a characteristic of an after second year. And then usually you can look at these feathers and they're like more rounded. It'll be easier when I show you a second year. So those are usually going to be more rounded, and then this tertial is usually very broad. And you can look here, and these are going to be more rounded as well.
So in your estimation, how old is this great mallard?
The best that we know is that it was not born last year. It was probably born in 2019 or earlier.
Gotcha.
That's about
At least 2 years old.
Yeah, it's at least 2 years old. That's as much as we know with
Cool.
that estimation.
Awesome.
All right, who wants to let him go?
Let the first bird go.
All right, just make sure you grab
First
them.
one.
Right here. And just throw them at the water's edge.
Yeah.
Or
I'm gonna
close to
follow
it.
you out. I'm gonna watch you let him go. Here, I got you. All right.
Look, and I want to know who banded this bird because it's not tight enough. That's why I stay home, because I'm like a micromanager. You ready? Yep. 2 2 0.
That's a recapture there.
Yep.
How old do you think that bird is?
I don't think that band looks very old, but it doesn't look like one that we've done this year to me. Let me get the age here. All right, and then I'll end up grabbing one wing sometimes. I don't have to. It's a big old adult. After second year. That's what we all look for right there.
Green headed band. Oh, about to get away from me here. See you, dude.
All right, so
This has been awesome, man.
Good.
so you see
This
how
is
you
cool.
can
Glad you came. I enjoyed it. It's a good
You
crew
need
tonight.
to
We got
really
good
cool.
hands. The first
That
night,
needs to go down.
first night they caught 250 birds. I didn't give enough help, and they're in here with 250 birds, like going. Ah! 4 o'clock in the morning. If I get in bed,
man.
you know.
It just kind of
This is awesome, man. Thanks for having us out.
It's fun. They got and they got it down. The process. These girls too. They're rolling.
Yeah, they're killing it. All right, so we going for round 2.
Yep, we're going to the Warren site this time.
All right.
This
so-
one we just doesn't have a well. I like to call it the lucky site because it's where we caught the first duck. But
Definitely the lucky
but every time I say that, the guys are like, "Which site?" So I just call it this Warren site because it's on Warren Road.
Okay, so a few people are gonna stick back, handle these ones we already got, and then we're gonna go get some more.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
That's the plan.
Freaking awesome, dude. That is cool. So cool. Where else would you rather be on a Friday night, you know? I can't think of anywhere.
And it like swims between your legs. You're like, what was that? So typically you can grab them by the base of the wing.
Oh, he's got a band on him too.
Yeah.
Hold that, we're gonna get a pic. Make quick work of that one. Yeah. They'll knock those out fast.
That was record time.
Yeah.
It did take me longer to catch that one bird though.
We had one bird yesterday that would just not cooperate.
We didn't have a net and it was the only bird in here, and so it made it a lot harder to corner it.
Yeah.
What you working on now?
We're taking some measurements. We developed an index of body conditions. So all these things dumped into a regression equation is going to give us a score of how healthy these females are. Go ahead, Daniel.
507 total length, 271 flat length.
271 and
Sweet husband.
55.5 total tarsus.
we think we got a pretty good estimate of way to estimate their health, and we just want to see. We just want to see at the end of winter, when we think all the food's depleted, when we know that we've stressed them from hunting, what kind of condition are they going back to the breeding grounds in? So that's what we're trying to do. And if I feel pretty solid about this in a couple of years, and then we start putting devices on hens to say, okay, this hen's in good shape, this one's in bad shape. Let's put devices on them, track them to the breeding ground, and let's see if that bad shaped female breeds or not. And if there's sort of some sort of way of estimating that. So that's sort of the next step with this.
Yeah, sweet.
Once I get this index figured out. Total body.
260.
So,
Okay.
and these are usually the easier pliers. I use needle nose, but these are typically easier. So what you're going to do is you're going to use this to close it first.
Okay. 53.3 for total body. 53.3. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Now push this side down just a little bit.
I guess you get what I can see, kind of get that calm down.
All right, that's good. So like if you run your finger over it, it doesn't really catch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's one thing you want. And you see how you can't see orange through it, how it's flushed together?
Right.
It's the banding process.
Ah, that easy. 10 minutes later, whoever kills this one, you earned it. Not done yet. Sorry, buddy.
Okay, so I need it swing. Yep. So 88. So you just pull out its swing and see how it has that very like blunt edge. That's like the very first indicator that it's at ASY after second year. But I like to double check just to make sure that these are like, see how they're kind of like thumb shaped. So sometimes if I'm not like sure, sometimes I kind of like run my thumb along and see it's rounded and kind of thumb shaped. That's the other really good indicator. So those are usually the two I use. And if you want to triple check, you see how that has a really broad tertial. So that's the other way. And then usually these feathers are going to be thumb shaped as well.
Okay.
So that's how you check. So 88 is at ASY. Okay, no, you're good to go.
Good. Yep. Transmitter. You got a 10-gram transmitter. These are small enough to go on green wings and blue wings too, because a transmitter can't, just kind of a rule of thumb, can't take up more than 30% of a duck's body weight. So
Right.
a duck's got to weigh at least 300 grams to allow that to be put on it. So teal pretty small, you know, between 300 and 400 grams. So we got to put them on that. But a 15, it can go on a mallard and widgeon and all those that make it.
Big ducks.
But yeah, so
What's the benefits to the larger transmitter?
These usually have a little bit more battery and a little more storage.
Okay.
And so this one can hold data for about it's probably about 3 months or so before it'll fill up. So pretty much this thing gives us like a 1 point per hour and a GPS point, and it has in here there's an accelerometer, so it's got a X, a Y, and a Z meter in there how fast it's going, the temperature,
That's
the
crazy.
direction it's going, how much sunlight's hitting this solar panel,
Is that right?
everything. It's got a lot of cool stuff in there, and so this one, it can only hold data for probably about a month at those settings before it has to transmit. So it pretty much uplinks to a dashboard once a day. And so if it misses that cycle, it just stores the data, and until it gets into the right cell service at a certain time, and then it will cycle through. So it can store this for a couple months until it gets the right cell service, and it'll send it. So that's really the only advantage there. And solar panel's a little bit bigger. It charges the batteries, but we've had a lot of good luck with these. They still charge
That's
really
awesome,
good.
man. It's very cool. Sweet.
It's pretty neat. You can get a lot of cool.
But you said $1,200 a piece,
Yeah,
roughly?
they're roughly about $1,200 a piece. Kind of crazy.
That's an expensive duck.
And they're pretty accurate when you get enough satellites. It depends on how many satellites it's able to link up to. I mean, it can tell you. A lot of times it's within 5 feet or so.
Yeah.
Each time it gives a transmission.
The last one?
Yep.
Last one of the night. Gonna finish up just short of 100, it sounds like.
Yeah. It's just a great
It's
night.
a good night, yeah.
In all consideration.
How many is that total? Just short of 100, I think.
Yeah.
No, I think we were at 100.
Oh,
Because I had 65.
birds, son. We hit that hundo.
Good night. Good night. Healthy birds. A lot of adults still. And they're healthy. And so Seth said the river stayed open here for a while, and they were slammed in on the river in that thick ice, and it kept them alive. I mean, it was, they found a way to survive. So good part. I mean, it's just good habitat up here. It's a big landscape, a lot of water. The river stayed open. I mean, the birds were healthy. Still some adults here, and so
Quite a few
it'd be
adults.
good.
The river staying open was key.
Yeah. What did they kind of do during that hard freeze here?
Just loaded up all along the river. I mean, they were, all up and down.
River never did lock up?
No, not now. It did, in certain areas, but here around the clubhouse and further to the south, it stayed open. I guess there was probably enough current.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Go back. Go make some babies.
And they'll come back to the next once.
That's right. Man, thanks for having us.
Yeah, man.
That was a lot of fun.
Glad it worked out.
All right, that was fun. We're wrapping up. It is 8:45. It's almost 9 o'clock. We banded right at 100 birds. That was a blast.
That was awesome, dude. Coolest thing I've done in a long time.
That was fun, man. Just a different perspective from going out and hunting and killing them, but actually putting bands on them and trying to gather research and figure some things out that hopefully ensures the longevity of our waterfowl mallard populations for many generations to come.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to kill one in the field, but to go and see the backside of it and see how they're actually put on and the research that's taken and the information that's written down when they do it, seeing the backside of the operation, it's really cool seeing what goes into it.
All right, well, thank you, Dr. Osborne, your students, the lab, letting us come out.
Two Rivers
Duck Club. Had an absolute blast. This one was a lot of fun to make. If you guys liked it, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we appreciate you watching. Catch you next time.
You know the drill, baby. Yeah. And when you hear the sound of the drum, we'll be saying, here we come. Yeah, here we come.